This is your reading for the week of November 17th. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or a lot of Taurus in your chart. Won't be for everybody, and it may not be for the 17th or this week, but whatever it resonates. The thing that came into my mind as soon as I said, let's do Taurus, was stop, look, and listen before you cross the street. Use your eyes and use your ears before you use your feet, which is the old rhyme I learned as a kid about traffic safety. So I'm kind of laughing at that, and I'm saying, okay, where are we going with this? The cards that you get are, to start with, surrender or giving up. And that for me is something that is about, and then you've got why not, who says so, then you've got angels everywhere. So as I build on this, what I'm feeling, what I'm getting from the guides is, when you're about to cross a street, if you have to wait for traffic, that's okay. You don't say, well, that's it, I'm not crossing the street. You wait. You use your eyes, you use your ears, and then you use your feet. But in that moment, you surrender into the fact that this is the way things are going, and you're going now to understand that and look for when it's appropriate. You're also being told, as you're doing that, look at whatever is in you. This is so important, Taurus. Whatever is in you that is causing you to feel as though you should give up. Check in with that. Surrender versus giving up. That little example I gave you, I think, is probably direct enough for you to get it, but I want to expand it a little bit before I move on. And that is this. Surrendering is about staying present with the situation as it is, without fighting it and without walking away. You are still engaged, but you are not attached to the outcome. You are willing to go with the flow and see where your next step is going to be. If something in you causes you to go, that's it, I'm done, then that's giving up. And that is not a neutral act. That has a lot of pushback in it. And that's just going to create more resistance. But it's a really valuable emotion to notice and to name. And what they're saying is, at that point, check in. Why not, who says? Because the giving up is not a helpful emotion. It's not a helpful energy. It actually builds resistance. So when you notice that in yourself, chances are it's from a real defense mechanism that goes back to something that probably doesn't serve you. It may have served you in the past. It may have felt like it was keeping you safe, but it may not be now. The surrendering part allows you to stay conscious and aware and receive higher guidance. When you're giving up, it's very personality centered, very ego centered. And that is where you're not going to be inclined to assess the situation appropriately. You want to be able, in any situation where it's a surrender or giving up, you want to be able to understand that the giving up thing can cause you to truncate things too quickly, to throw the baby out with the bathwater, to have a reaction rather than a response. So what you're being told is pay attention. And the Angels Everywhere card, I love that, because the Angels Everywhere card, today imagine that everyone you meet is an angel sent to you by some benevolent force for your own best good. Remember, everyone's an angel, no matter what they look like or act like, say, do, or don't do. How does this affect how you behave towards them? And how does it shift the dynamic and what you notice about your prejudices and prejudgments? So when I put that together with the surrendering, it's, yeah, okay. And who says why not? This, to me, I'm just going to say, the way I'm feeling this from Spirit is reminding you that you're not alone in whatever it is you're investigating. You're not alone. Even when you surrender into a situation, you are getting guidance. You're always getting guidance, but you're more inclined to hear it. But it's a reminder that if you're working through things, which most of us are, and astrologically it's a really, really juicy time for stuff, that you have got divine backup, okay? And that, yes, the giving up, this is so real. Okay, so this may be relevant for some of you. The pride card comes up over top of that. And the pride is basically saying when pride is overblown, it can be a shield against feeling the ick about who we think we are and who we think we should be. Pride can create selective deafness and blindness about ourselves and others. That's definitely not what we want to do. The giving up thing can be motivated by pride. You've hurt me? That's it, you're gone. As opposed to, okay, this happened. Now what can I learn from it? There's a big difference, right? And you are being reminded that you do have angels everywhere. That that everyone is an angel when you look at it from the perspective of we're all here to learn and grow and we're all divine beings. But it's also the fact that you do have spirit guides who are helping you, and you're being asked. Oh, I love this. This falls right on top of that, which is compassion. Compassion carries an awareness of the vulnerabilities of others and ourselves. There's an empathy which allows for a gentle, kind approach, nudging us to move away from the need to blame and judge and move towards the desire to simply understand. Choose compassion instead of pride, and instead of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, and especially if you want to be beating up on yourself or anything, please have compassion, Taurus, because you can be rough on yourselves. Yeah, you can be rough on yourselves, especially if you've had to kind of take care of business from the time you were a kid, which a lot of you have done. It's really very much, it's difficult sometimes to look back and look back and say, I should have done it better, I should have known better, or I wish I'd healed sooner, or I wish I'd known this then. And the reality is, as much as we would have all liked that, we were doing what we could at the time with what we had. And this is, I think, an important piece that I want to mention to you. It's that when you have a tendency to do that, you're still comparing yourself to where you think you should be, even if it's not another person. It's comparing who you are now to who you think you should be if things had been different. Okay? They weren't. They were that way for a whole bunch of reasons. We don't necessarily know all the reasons why. But can you look at yourself and value who you are now and give yourself credit for what you've done, considering where you've come from and what some of the hurdles were for you? Because this is where you really get to be able to surrender into the process of growth and learning to love yourself through those things. Okay? Taurus, I think this is really beautiful, and I'm getting all sorts of soft, shivers. This is a really healing time for you, Taurus, and I really hope this is helpful. Take care, my darlings. Take care.